this game?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, cool. Okay, thanks, guys. And I'll try to find you guys a game in about 3 minutes. There's no point in finding one now.
Sounds good, man.
So I'll go on the hunt for a new game in about 3 minutes. Talk to you soon, guys.
All right. And yes, guys, no requests will be played at this time. We've got non-stop action here at Imbalance TV. Tell your friends, tell your children, tell your parents. We're here to bring StarCraft to you, and we know everybody loves StarCraft. There's no way that anybody can dislike StarCraft. And let me see if there are bets. And I'm checking to see if there are bets on this. And this is a Rage vs. Rage match, huh? The two Rage members of today. And yes, there were bets, but bets are closed now for this match. So let's go. Let's get this going down. All right, good luck and have fun to both of our players. Let's get in this exciting matchup. TVP. All right, everybody, welcome to Imba TV, where everything is imbalanced. We've got a TVP here as we got the Rage members fighting it out, and I'm sure they've fought many times before, but it is Rage Callan versus Rage Savoya as we get into it. And this is the EU CraftCup Lite number 36. So why don't you go ahead and take us away, Fire?
Yeah, Kaelin's teammate in Rage actually did get taken out 2 rounds ago, I think. So, yeah, he seems to be the only Rage left. Razor Inso, I think was his name, was the previous winner of the CraftCup last on Friday. He isn't in this one, I don't think, unless he got knocked out in one of the earlier rounds. But yeah, it should be some good gameplay from these players. Obviously part of some big teams, so I think we're going to get some good games out of this one. No cheesing.
That's for sure, and I did mess that up. I didn't read Rage right. I didn't read his Savoya's team right. I said Rage and not Razor, so I'll take my public lashings. It's fine. But anyways, it looks like Kaelin's gonna go ahead and place down his gateway and throw out that scout.
Yeah, we have a barracks going down for Savoya. No gas yet, so it's 12 racks.
Maybe a double
so
rack
it'll be interesting
play,
to
huh?
raise a good one. Yeah, it could be.
Oh, it looks like the refinery is now going down.
Yep. I think due to like this building positioning, I'm skeptical if he's actually going to go for a 1-1-1. I'm expecting some heavy barracks play myself.
Yeah, that's what it looks like for sure. See another pylon. Pretty standard play from Kaelin so far. Sends out that probe. That probe does reach Savoya's base and will go in and try to tase one of these SCVs to death. As we see another SCV leaving Savoya's base and going on his own scouting mission.
Yep. The problem with scouting Protoss, though, is that it's a very generic opening most of the time with the gateway and the cybernetics core. So you really can't decide and base your tactics around what they're doing until they actually have the cybernetics core down for at least 30 seconds, and then you can see if they add extra gateways or add a robotics facility.
That's right, and look at this, we've got a gas steal going down. Kaelin stealing some gas, making it hard for Terran to go with the 1-1-1 build anyway. So are we going to see, there's the factory actually. Factory is being built right now, so interesting to see what the next building is going to be. But we do still see this SCV running around Kaelin's base. Zealot chasing him around right now. And it looks like the second unit for Kaelin will be a Zealot, as well as these 3 Marines going to be able to take out that assimilator in no time.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see Kaelin fast expand. like I can't remember his name, Funi, in the last game against Beastie. But obviously that gas steal is going to stop him going for some Banshees, and if he does, they're going to be extremely delayed. Hellions coming out of the factory and a Starport going down, so it is in fact a 1-1-1. So he could go for Hellions and get some early Banshees out with the cloak, which is very effective against Protoss players, especially in the
early game. Yeah, that's right. We also see an expansion going down, and no expansion yet from our Terran player Savoya.
Yeah, that early expansion from Kaelin's really not going to help him if he does decide to go for Banshees.
Oh, and look at this! It was spotted actually by that SCV. So Savoya knows all about that expansion. Yep.
Zealot's going to have a hard time catching that Hellion, so
that's right.
3 kills for that Hellion. Meanwhile, Stalker coming up trying to get the Hellion. But Razor can really plan his game now. Now he's seen the fast expand, he could go for an expansion himself, or go for some early aggression. And it does seem Kaelin's going for a 3-gate robo, which is usually followed by an expansion. So yeah. Interested to see what he goes with. If it's going to be a macro game with Savoya, or it's going to be an early push to try and punish him for going for that fast expansion.
That's right. And speaking of expansions, we see that Savoya is throwing down his expansion, as well as these 3 gateways being placed down and a robo facility. So we're going to see a 3-gate robo on 2 bases as these probes move forward and transfer into the natural expansion. And yes, there was a switch, and Banshees, as we were saying before, are being pumped out right now. And I think there is already one Banshee that did just get taken out. Or no, that was the SCV. Never mind.
Yeah, it's good denial of scouting here by Savoya. He hasn't seen the factory or the starport at all, and that's really going to help these Banshees get the element of surprise. So yeah, good play here by Savoya.
Definitely. And here
First Banshees making its way across the map.
Just as these probes move back to the original mineral line. And they're looking at the unit counting station. We see there are 33 probes right now for Kaelin, as well as 28 SCVs for his opponent Savoya. And we do see that this Banshee is creeping into the back of the base here, does not have cloak. There are 3 stalkers on the field to deal with that Banshee right now.
Yeah, he isn't researching cloak. His Stimpack is just finished. He is getting a Raven out. Point defense drone is extremely good against stalkers.
Yeah, it's pretty much crucial when you're fighting stalkers, for sure.
I think Savoya is going to push while he lands that expansion and transfers the SCVs. It's going to be a good time for him. Or he could exactly go straight for the goal.
He's going straight for the high yield expansion. That's right, guys. We've got a quick gold standard of the match. I think that counts for a double. So, anyways, gateways going down, as well as a Twilight Council being put down. And yes, the high yield will be successfully planted, and there is plenty of energy for some mules once that's down. Now, are we going to see a transfer to try to make it yes, we are going to see some SCVs transfer over, making it a lot more efficient to harvest off that new expansion. Maybe he can push the mineral advantage here and get a big, nice economy boost to take over his opponent.
Yeah, I mean, Kaelin really has no map control at the moment. He only has a few stalkers for the anti-air, and I think he's more worried about cloaked Banshees at this point. And he really can't afford to move out of his base without those Banshees dealing massive damage to his economy. Observer going across the map might see this gold expansion. They could just miss it.
Hey man, if those Marines and that Raven were up forward a little more, they could take it out before it got there. And it looks like that observer is going to have to move back. Looks like another expansion's planned to be going down by Protoss as they are taking out those rocks. Charge legs for the Zealots are being researched right now as well. We've got some Banshee action going down as this Banshee comes into Kaelin's base. Does a full-on scout, sees the Twilight Council, sees the robotics facility, sees everything in the base, and Savoya gets away pretty much unscathed.
Yeah, Savoy's, he knows what army he's got and the composition he's got with the Immortals. He hasn't gone for Colossi. I think he was expecting some mech play due to the Hellions coming out early, and we did try and see some Hellion harass down the back, but they didn't manage to get by with his 2 pylons blocking. But no, it seems Savoy is actually going to pull back, it seems, and regroup with some more Marines.
And he is also expanding a 3rd time in his natural expansion area, which is totally being seen by the eye of Kalen. As those Hellions get some punishment brought to them. We see these dropships and the Raven moving back as those Zealots try to catch up and do end up pulling back to the rest of the force. As Kalen looks like he's going to go ahead and push forward.
Yep, charge is just finished for Kalen, so that's going to be extremely helpful against MM Ball. And because of Shell still being researched, more Marines, Marauders coming out, it seems he's going to try and take this force down.
And here we go. One of those Immortals falls, and we see more and more death here as we see Hell is War. Force fields going down, and a nice split there, and it looks like Savoy is going to be in a tough position. That point defense drone was not the best place, in my opinion. But we move forward, and a nice force field going down, making it very hard for Savoya to be able to do anything against this force. They're going to be able to take out this natural expansion. I have a question mark about that because, there is the high yield fully being mined from right now. But anyways, it looks like Kalen's just going to go ahead and push up to the top of this ramp. And because of the surviving Marauders back here, they're doing some nice damage. But I don't think it's going to be enough as these Immortals are tearing up units left and right in Savoya's base.
Yeah, kind of a greedy expansion there, going for that natural. I think he was threatened because he was actually going for his 3rd.
Yeah, and GG is called. Servoya is out of here. Kalen moves forward. And let's go ahead and get another match as we see a Protoss victory here once again.
Because here we are in the mouth of hell.
Oh, that's a Terran victory. Wrong misclick. Ha! I'm a little too tired, but gonna drink my energy drink and take a little bit of a break on the next game. Alright, so we got some YouTube now. And let's go ahead and get to that. And I am just doing them at random, guys, so if you don't get called, that happens. Sly's first Gomez. You guys want to try to get in that one?
I've already messaged Gomez. He says he wants us to come in as soon as the game starts.
Perfect. And here is the link for that for those bets. You guys can bet on who you think is going to win.
Also, there's a round 5 game with Lowly, and he wants us into that game. So it's it's going to be whoever invites us first.
Sounds good.
Cool. So what do you guys think of that last game, anyway?
It was a pretty crazy expansion in that high yield area, but yeah, I think exactly what Fire Silver said. There was an issue with going with that 3rd expansion. That 3rd expansion was a little bit too greedy, and because of it, he was not able to pump out units as much. So, I think Kalen did a good job there.
Cool. Well,
yeah, there's some really good force fields.
I thought that it was more the Guardian shields. I personally thought that made the difference, but I don't know. I thought the force field use was kind of like